Yes, of course, like this webinar will be recorded and you will receive the recording after, so you can watch the recording anytime you need it. But of course, I will mention it as well. Okay, so I think that slowly but surely I can start. So let's wait for a few people to join. But in the meantime, I'm really happy to be here and also with my lovely speaker, Martina. So while we are waiting for a few more people to join, we will have a little small chit chat and then we will introduce ourselves. So you will know who are you dealing with today. So please, down there you have a chat box where you can write down what countries are you joining us from today. So it's also good for everybody to see what amazing countries are joining us today. Myself and Martina, we are joining you from Slovakia. And we are happy to have you here, everybody. Perfect. Okay, amazing. Okay, I see Tennessee, USA, Belgium, France, perfect. Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas, amazing. Taiwan, wow, Canada, UK, Chile, Colombia, amazing. I really love this multicultural aspect always of the webinar. Wow. Latvia, Colombia again, Germany, Florida, amazing, amazing. Okay. So as I mentioned already, for those who haven't heard yet, this webinar will be recorded, so you will receive the recording afterwards. So you will be able to watch it anytime you need to refresh your knowledge. Also, please, I really encourage you to ask the questions. You can write them down in a Q&A section. So during the demo session, we will try to answer all your questions. And if not, we will answer them anyway after the demo session. So now let me introduce myself officially. I think that we can kick off finally officially this webinar, this demo session. Better to say, I am Sharka, I am product marketing manager. I'm working closely with our product team on how to communicate on our features, the benefit of our integrations and new launches. And actually, this is our first product webinar organized for our customers and demo users. And we are really happy to organize it for you guys. So now I'm giving my words to Martina. So stage is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So my name is Martina, and I'm a technical consultant on CloudTalk's product team. And today I will introduce you to our feature call flow designer. We will talk a little bit about, we will talk a little bit about what is call flow designer and how it can help you to reach the goals in your business, which common mistakes to avoid. And in the demo part of this webinar, I will show you how to build some most common use cases that we have experienced with our clients already. So you can learn also how to build it on your own without the help from our team. Sharka, can we start?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's kick off this webinar.
Great. So just to recap for those who maybe did not see the Call Flow Designer feature in the CloudTalk. So what is Call Flow Designer? It is a feature designed to navigate customer journey during the inbound phone calls in order to achieve better customer experience and increase the efficiency of the team on the call center side. One of the main benefits why to use Call Flow Designer is, for example, it is possible to use intelligent call routing, where calls can be automatically directed to the person that has spoken to this customer before or to the team that is dedicated to a specific topic. So you can decrease the time that is necessary to tackle certain questions. It also helps to increase efficiency of the inbounds in terms of getting to know what are the customer's needs in the advance, so you can prepare basically tailor-made experience for each client that is reaching to your call center. Also, one of the benefits of using Call Flow Designer is that it is possible, thanks to this, decrease the amount of ticket that actually requires live agent to speak to customers, as often the most frequently asked questions can be answered in the automatic way, for example, by playing some recording or recorded message or instructions to your clients. And very important part of the call flow design or of the whole inbound journey of the client is not only tackling their issues, but also measuring customer satisfaction. So gathering the feedback, and within the call flow designer, you can gather feedback right away after the call. So you don't need to rely on some afterwards SMSs or emails where information can often get lost or clients can forget about these ratings, but here you can tackle these questions right away after the call. We will
have actually first question.
So
you might answer it maybe later on. So it's up to you. Maybe you will cover it. So is the call flow designer already available?
Yes. Yes, it is definitely part of the features that are in CloudTalk platform. Okay, so what we advise to the client where using this is also how to avoid the common mistakes. Among the most common mistakes belongs, for example, when using interactive voice responder menu, we use too many options, or our clients tend to use too many options, where as a customer, you might not be very patient, or you can get really easily confused with the different options. So sometimes less is more in order to keep customer satisfaction and attention, and also the shorter menu messages will contribute towards faster resolution of the issues. Another very important point is to target inefficiency of the time. So not only time on the customer side, but also on the agent side, where the more information, as mentioned before, you are able to gather before actually routing to live agent, the more efficiently agents can tackle the tickets. And also feeling of importance and familiarity with the team on the call center side is great contributor to the customer relationship with your brand. So using, for example, familiar agent to the client or familiar group of agents to client can increase customers' loyalty at the end of this process. Another very important point is the inconsistent brand image. This is very important for the call centers that are usually shared between different brands. So for example, where under one company you have different brands for different countries. Here you can use smart routing in order to decrease a risk of confusion either on the agents or on the customer side. And last but not least, the poor audio quality of recordings as greetings and instructions is also a high contributor to a bad experience. So it's always perfect to use higher quality of the recording, and it ensures better understanding and the experience. Any questions?
So we have another question, but again, you might cover it later on when you are going to set up Call Flow Designer. So how to activate intelligent call routing to route the caller to last agent?
Yeah, we will talk about this later. It depends on what we mean by the last agent, but of course we will talk about it in the practical part of this webinar.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so as mentioned, now we are moving to the fun part of this, where you actually can see how you are able to work within the CloudTalk Call Flow Designer. And We will cover these four most common use cases, such as a forwarding phone in case of where no agents are available at certain, for example, at certain time. We will cover topic of multi-level IVR. We will also cover the automatic routing and how to direct customers to the specific group or the specific agent, and also how to measure the satisfaction through post-call survey. So here you can see our dashboard that is part of the CloudTalk, and it is basically the part of the CloudTalk when you define your call flows. For each number that is dedicated to your company, you are able to build different call flow. So for example, you can have a different call flow for one country or for the specific number and different for the others. So you can find it in the numbers section in the CloudTalk dashboard. We will open the number that we will today work with. So to start, just a very good practice with when building a call flow is to include a welcome message. The usual welcome message contains the assurance for the client that they have reached the support of certain brand, so there is no confusion in the beginning. And usually it also includes the message that the call that will happen can be recorded, so customer is aware of this fact and they are not surprised. And your agent actually don't need to tell them it in the beginning of the call because they have heard it by automatic message. Using automatic messages in CloudTalk is very easy. You simply use a playback action in the call flow designer, where you pick your automatic message. For example, here we have welcome message. And this welcome message will be played to any customers that have been that have reached to this number, and it will be right away played to this customer. After that, we can move on to the first use case. So let's imagine we have a number where we know that team that is operating under this number is not available at certain time. For example, you have a weekly meeting of whole company where you know that there is no one available on the CloudTalk app, but you would like these customers to either be directed to other group, or you would like these customers to be directed to some external number. So for this, in CloudTalk, we allow you to use time routing, which allows you to branch out the journey of the customers based on the time when they are calling. So here, for example, in case we are talking about redirection of the call to external number, you use action redirect to external number, where you put seconds to wait on this step. So for example, how long this call should be dialing the number. You choose external number, or it can also be internal number that you already have in the CloudTalk. And of course, you will specify the time where this should happen. So for example, we know that this company has all company meeting every Tuesday on between this time. So probably no one will be available to pick up. So at this time, anytime any call comes, all your calls will be redirected to this external number, or it can be also, as I mentioned, to another group or to another call flow within your company. Okay, so it's simple as that. In case there is no one available on this number and the call will not be connected correctly, another very important or very useful feature or action is to actually instruct customer to leave voicemail, so you can make sure that there is someone who will later listen to it and reach out back to the customer. So you can set up the group of agents that should listen to the voicemail, and of course, whether this voicemail should or should not be sent to their email. Okay, and that's easy as that. That's the first use case that we had on the list. So are there any questions?
Okay, so we got the questions. I think that we can answer them later on as well. But one of those, let's pick one, and then I would leave you to set up another use cases. So question, can you recommend an audio recording software for high quality recordings?
I cannot at the moment, but definitely if you will reach out to our support, we can put some recommendations on the softwares that our clients usually use.
Yeah, and definitely we are going to send helpful resources after the webinar. So definitely we are going to gather all the answers for the questions that were not answered as well. Okay, you can continue.
Okay, great. So now we are moving on to second use case that we have. So from the part where your agents are not available, we are moving on to the part where they actually should be available, but you want to provide them with as many informations or to gather as many informations about the client, so you are able to direct customer to correct group of agents. So for this very useful tool can be using IVR menus, which I believe everyone is familiar with. But for those who are not, it's the menu that basically says that if you would like to, for example, reach this department, press 1. If not, press 2, press 3, etc. So here, easy as that, and basically as easy as in the previous step, you just set up the seconds to wait on this step. You upload your IVR recording and with the instructions what each number within the IVR menu means. So we will, for example, use this one. And once you have that, of course, as we use time router settings before, we will set up that in case of any other time than the one used in the previous step, we would like to go through this route of the call flow designer. Okay, so now we have our first layer, which basically says that helps your client to decide to which department they would like to be directed. So it can be, for example, support, sales, or some information about returns or any other. And then even after this first layer, you can use IVRs to investigate furthermore about what is the topic customer would like to talk about. So for example, when reaching out to your sales department, in which product they would be interested in. And as this is basically the same setup as on the first level, you can just add another IVR where the definition is basically the same. So we have another message telling the instructions, and you just say in the settings that if in the previous IVR, for example, number 2 was pressed, client should be redirected to this branch of the call flow. So after you gather the information within the second IVR, you can again do multiple actions. It can be either routing to a specific group of agents or a particular one agent, but also what you can do here, and this is very commonly used, is to simply play automatic recording. So once you find out that the question is regarding very commonly asked question, for example, those are usually the instructions like where to find something on the page, etc. You can simply just play a recording with a specific message after a certain number was pressed, of course, and you can provide your customer with the answer that they would need, and your agent doesn't need to be involved at all, and there is a big probability that the issue of the client will be solved without any involvement of your agent's team. Okay. So this was basically the second multi-level IVR use case. So as you can see, it's really easy. And at this point, you don't need any particular technical knowledge, as we believe that this feature is pretty straightforward. And it can help your customers to tackle the issues in a timely manner. So you can also save time of your agents and not only the customers. Once we get to the point where the customers it is actually necessary to send these customers to live agents, it is very important to choose which group of agent or which particular agent should be connected to this customer. So here we are getting to the answer of the previous question that was asked, that how do we route this to the last agent that has spoken to the client. And in CloudTalk, we use a feature or customer attribute that is called favorite agent, or also called preferred agent in our documentation, where you can set up an agent that should be dedicated to this particular customer based on the different information. This information can come, for example, from the API. So you can use other CloudTalk feature to enhance the profile of this information. Or it can also come from the external systems, such as Salesforce, where you can import the contact owner as the preferred agent. So you are able to use this information within your call flow. So here you simply use a favorite agent step, where you again set up how long we should wait for this agent to connect, and customer will be routed to their favorite agent. In case the call is not answered or this route is not successful, it is, for example, where favorite agent is busy, where he is not available, or when there is no favorite agent in the profile at all, you can simply use another action where you either route customer to a specific agent or you route them to the group of agents. For example, at the end of this route, we can route agent to support. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of automatic routing or personalized routing, it is not only about favorite agent, but one of the options you have in the call flow designer is also to decide to which group of agents customers should be routed to based on the information in his profile. So for example, you use condition splitter, which is basically condition telling you that, which is big option, and that is condition that is basically helping you to set up the differentiator between the different groups. So let's say we have a client that is marked as that he paid for the support time. So you want to treat this segment of the clients as the VIP, and they should be routed to different group of agents. So here you pick the group you would like to send this client to. So let's say paid support. And in the condition splitter settings, you simply set that all clients or all contacts that has within the tags in their profile, they have For example, paid support tag should be routed to this group of agent. Of course, for all the others, so when there is no condition met, they should be routed to just a regular support group. And yeah, and that's it regarding the automatic or personalized routing of the calls. Are there any questions regarding this, or we will tackle it in the Q&A part?
I would leave it to Q&A, so I would just leave you in your flow with your call flow designer, and then we would answer all those questions.
Okay, great. So once you have finally reached out the point where your customer is talking to some of your agents, we are getting to the measuring of the satisfaction part. So as I mentioned in CloudTalk, it is possible with basically implementing post-call survey, which is just a different name for the IVR that is actually placed after the call has ended. So that means when the agent has left, it is always good to either tell client at the end of the call that there will be a customer survey following, or there should be some message before the actual call with the agent starts that there will be, that this call will be forwarded later to the customer satisfaction survey. So once the call has happened and agents have left, customer is automatically going through the branch of answered call, where you can simply put your IVR again, set it up, and I will use another one, where the instructions will be basically to rate the quality of the call or the satisfaction with the call on the scale. Usual scale between our clients is 1 to 5. And here your clients can provide you the satisfaction rating from which you can gather the information and send them either to API within the CloudTalk, or you can even send it to external API. And now we are getting to a little bit more technical part of this demo, where basically for each result of the IVR, you can build HTTP request to a certain endpoint where, give me a second, where you can send it to the specific endpoint, do it according to the specification of your API, include all the headers that you would need in the request, and within the body, you can not only include the rating or the result of the rating, but also some dynamic values that are connected to each call. So for example, you can send agent email, where in CloudTalk, these dynamic values are usually referenced in the curly brackets, and you simply put it there as a call agent email. Also, you can set different informations regarding call or regarding customer. So you can analyze in your external system all the results and also ratings of different agents, the ratings of the different groups of agents, or even calculate the rating of the calls just for the one contact. So you might, for example, see that one particular customer is not very happy with the service and try to find out why. This information often helps you to see to which recording of the call you should come back as supervisor or administrator, so you can listen to the recording and see what was wrong, or whether there was something that you would like to target with the client, with the agent. So This HTTP request is simply set up for each rating, and all the informations are gathered within the system that you have connected it to. After the post-call survey, of course, there is always very good to thank customer for the providing of the feedback. So you again just put some automatic response and end the call in a nice way with the customer. Okay, and actually, that was the last use case we had for today. Of course, within the call flow designer, you are able to create even more complicated or more creative use cases if you have some in mind. But we picked these four because those are the most common. But as you could see in the call flow designer, there are much more actions within it, which you can actually use for your use cases. So in case you have already access to CloudTalk, feel free to play around with it and use it to enhance your customer experience, as those are the key takeaways that we would like you to take with you from this webinar. So is that the call flow designer is a feature that helps you to enhance customer experience, improve team's efficiency, and drive revenue even through improving customer relationship. We also believe that we showed that the call flow designer is actually easy to use even for more complicated use cases with no or little technical knowledge. So it's really not necessary on your side to have any highly technical people, but you are able to work with this feature on your own and to try it out for yourself. Okay, and now I believe we can move on to the Q&A.
Perfect. So let's tackle all the questions. So our chat became slightly interactive. So thank you all to our attendees. They even started to answer questions to each other. So basically our attendees were asking also how to record a welcome message, but also they got a reply that they can go to account and they can upload it via MP3 in a sounds, but also maybe you can show it as well, like to highlight it and to make it more clear.
Where to upload the recordings or?
Welcome message. That was a one question. And yes, where can I record the voicemails and greetings?
Yeah, so in terms of recording or creating the recordings and the playbacks, that is not currently covered in the CloudTalk. The place where you can actually upload it in the CloudTalk is the sounds. I will just save this. Okay. So is the sounds part of your account where you have all your recordings listed. You can listen to them. So that's where you can upload it. But currently we don't cover the part where you actually create the welcome message.
Okay, perfect. So next question. Seconds to wait in the step when you were creating your call flow. So how long is the best option is the question.
Mm-hmm. So usually if you are targeting specific agent, or it's just one agent or the preferred agent, we recommend the lower time, for example, 10 seconds or 20. It depends on how available you believe your agent should be. As for the calling to groups, we recommend higher time because it's the bigger group of the people, and within the group you have your ringing strategy, which allows you to navigate between different agents for a certain time. So you want to give a bigger time.
Perfect. Also, to this question. Peter is asking why I'm not able to set time of any action less than 20 seconds.
It depends. It should be available for some actions, but for, I believe it's IVR and call to group, it is basically because from the industry standards, it's for us clear that usually this is the time where you want that clients need to execute, and it's also the time that we need on our side to calculate, for example, to switch between the groups or between the agent, etc.
Perfect, thank you. Then next question from John. Can the call to a favorite agent be sent to the favorite agent's voicemail?
Yes, so we have currently features that will be released this quarter, I believe, that will allow you to send the voicemail to favorite agent.
Perfect. Then questions from Piotr. Do you handle mobile number porting for text messages?
This is not actually, I believe, question for me, but if you leave your email or anything, we can give you this answer, or if you reach out with this question to our support.
Perfect.
But I believe,
yeah, we also included in presentation all the support details, so we will send you all the information and who to contact. Okay, next question from Piotr. Where is the placeholders list available?
By placeholders list, I'm not sure what you mean by placeholder list.
Okay, so maybe Piotr, can you clarify what do you mean by placeholders list? A field I can use as a variables.
Oh yeah. If you are already working in the CloudTalk, feel free to reach out to our support and we can provide you with the documentation. We don't have it public yet, but we have a document ready for you to see in case you would like to work with them.
Perfect. Okay, then from Peter, I need to set a IVR that will forward our call to group of the agents, and also it will ring on a mobile phone. So it should be redirected to the mobile phone in the same time as to agent app.
Mm-hmm. So we basically need to combine it. So at the moment, we don't have this as those, in case we are talking about external number, we cannot combine agents and external number at the same time. So currently it's not possible.
Okay, thank you. Next, why I'm not able to listen to the recording when I'm creating the IVR? Sometimes I'm not sure if the recording 1 or 2 is the correct, and I need to listen to it to check my truth.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for this feedback. This is definitely very valuable, and in the future we will definitely improve call flow designer. So if this is something that could be useful, we will think about implementing it. So currently it's not possible, but if that would help, we will think about it.
Perfect. So question from Tommy, how do we configure non-standard holidays?
If you by non-standard holidays means, for example, some holidays that are not specifically said that they are like national holidays, it can be done by implementation of different HTTPS API communications. So for example, for some clients, we use the middleware that will be reaching out to the external API to check whether there is a holiday, for example, for that country, and it returns us the answer whether it is or not. And based on that, you can decide then within the, sorry, I forgot the name, within the condition splitter, you can also use the HTTPS response. So you can then decide which branch should customer be redirected to after it. So there are workarounds for this use case, but they are not in place in the product, but they need to be custom made. But it is definitely possible.
Perfect. So I'm scrolling down through questions to see if there is something that we didn't answer. So if I would repeat myself, so just let me know. So another question from Pablo. Can I set favorite agent at the beginning?
You can basically set any step at any point of the call flow. So you can even set it right away. If by set you mean redirect client. If you would like to set a favorite agent, let's say through, I don't know, in the beginning you would like to assign favorite agent to the client. Yes, that is also possible. It's possible through using HTTPS to our API, where you can modify the profile of the contact and there set the agent's ID that you would like to be used as a preferred agent. So if you are interested in this, again, feel free to reach out to us even outside this webinar so we can help you with how to set it up.
Perfect. Piotr has a question. What is the service name to request the holidays?
I can't really remember. It's some external service. We can provide it to you later if you want.
Okay, perfect. We have another. That would be great. Thank you, Piotr. So let me check another questions. Okay, so from Tommy, on the time router, when will holidays be configurable? From past experience with support, they seem to be hard-coded in your database. Mm-hmm. We are in the US and US holidays don't seem to be configurable to date.
Yes, definitely. This is the issue we know about, and we are working on the product feature, so you are able to configure it yourself.
Perfect. Then what are the costs involved with redirecting to an external phone number?
As far as I know, when redirected to external number, it is priced as the outgoing call from CloudTalk to external number. So it's no longer paid from the client side, but from the call center side.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
Question from Tommy. We currently use WavePath by NHC software. They have a free version and paid version, if that helps. Sorry, that was the reply to another question. So see, I'm getting, I'm losing the track. Thank you, Tommy, for answering the questions. Perfect. Okay, I think that we covered basically almost everything. Okay, we have another question. Is there any documentation of all the different requests that can be sent with API?
Yeah, there is not a documentation of all the requests, but we can provide you with the documentation on what are the limitations of this action. So for those of you who know, we have option to reach out to external API, either here in the HTTPS request or in the workflow automation feature, which will be a topic of the future webinar, where we can definitely provide you with the documentation regarding what is possible or to what type of APIs we are able to connect to. So the specifications such as which authorization this API needs to use, what type of request body it needs to be, etc. So this is something we can definitely provide you with in case you are interested.
Perfect. Thank you so much. From David, can call flow branch segments be copy and pasted within a number or to another number?
Yeah, so not at the moment. What you can do in case you basically use the same call flow among different numbers is to simply with the go-to step, redirect the call to another number in your list to a certain step. So they can simply just follow the another call flow. So you don't need to copy and paste them all. And even if you change one step in this part of the call flow on the number you would like to be basically transferring your call to, it will automatically change for all the numbers that are connected to this.
Perfect. If I want a client dial his ID number in order to search in the CRM system, how can I do it?
If I want to client number. So currently you cannot, but we have a feature that will be released, I believe, by the end of this year, where that allows customer to insert multi-character strings, and that could be used in the future to request such an information from your external system by HTTPS again.
Amazing. Again, on API question, the time router control has an option for a checkbox to the call flow respond to holidays. How do you inject API call between that time router holiday decision is more specific the question?
Okay, so when using, I believe it is connected to the previous answer when I told you about the external, basically API. So these are the two different implementations. This holiday options is working with, as mentioned before, some list of the holidays we have in the product. For the other solution or for the other workaround, you use HTTP request and a condition splitter. So you don't use basically time router. But if you would like to discuss more this use case, reach out to us and we can talk in more details how to implement this.
Perfect. So is there any newsletter that will give me some information about features that will be available in a new version and when this version will be available, or some page with a public roadmap? Yes, actually from my side, yes, we are going to release our product newsletter next month, and we are going to focus mostly on product features and to give you an overview of what is coming, what will be live soon. So that's one thing that will be available next month. So we will be able to sign up to this newsletter on our website, but also we are going to send to our database again announcement that we are launching our product newsletter. So if you and by any chance you will not receive this email, just check our website next month. So we should have ready the sign up for our product newsletter. So I hope that this answer Peter's question. And then I think that you will have also some changelog, Martina, as if I'm not mistaken, live.
Yes. Sorry, by the changelog, you mean?
Like a public roadmap, or you know, where you have all the release notes, what was done, improvements, new things coming up, new features coming up, and all those new updates.
Yes, so it should be linked to our main page. Or if you can't see this information, even our support has the access to a system where we store the updates and what will be released. So if you have any question and you cannot find the information on our website, feel free to reach out to our support.
Okay, but probably next month we will see also these release notes live on website as well, right?
Yes. Probably.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, we have some off-topic question. When will off-work codes be introduced?
Off-phone work codes. I'm not sure what this feature is. If you can be more specific, Jordan.
Yeah, phone work codes as i.e. admin break, meeting, and so on.
If you mean different statuses for agents, for example, I'm not sure if that's what you mean. I'm not sure about this, but we can find out that information for you.
Yes, Jordan. So not sure if we answered your question. Yes, statuses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know there was a feature in the discussion. We just need to check whether when it's planned or if it's planned.
Okay, any other outstanding questions that we didn't answer? I feel that I covered everything what was asked here, but feel free to ask it again if I, by any chance, missed your question. But I'm pretty confident that I covered everything. So any other questions? Burning questions in your head about CallFlow Designer? Okay, so I think that we have no more questions. Thank you very much for being so interactive and also for replying to each other questions. That was very nice surprise to me. And okay, so we have also a question from our neighbor in the Czech Republic, why our webinar is during the holiday in the Czech Republic. So, so well, next time we will check also the Czech calendar to make sure that it's during the normal work days. Sorry about that. Next time. Okay, so thank you so much for being here. We were really glad to be here and to give you some actionable insights. So thank you very much, Martina, for giving your knowledge away, for all your effort today. So we hope that we answered all your questions. If not, please reach out to our support or even to Martina. I think that Martina is also, she included her details, email, and anywhere you can reach her out.
Yes.
So if you have any questions, please reach out us again and ask more questions.
Okay, thank you very much, guys.
And also you will be getting your recording tomorrow as well. So hopefully you will receive email. If not, also just reach out. So we wish you an amazing day.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.